Hey, this is Wilson. As always, I'm joined by three of my prestigious co-hosts, Shane Christopher Murray, Jason Big Mitch Mitchell, and Vito Hill. Galvez is once again not with us, but hope maybe one day Galvez will be back. But so tonight we wanted to. It's not much to talk about with the Lakers. You know, it's July 17th. So today was the championship game of the summer league, which the Cavaliers won, led by Imani Bates, the breakout star of summer league. Cam Whitmore too was a breakout star. But the point is, I mean, at this point, the NBA season is over. The draft is over. Free agency, it's already happened. Still a few guys to be sorted out, but then now summer league is over. There's not much left to talk about. We're going to talk about Max Christie. He made second team all summer league. We might get into the final. No, I mean, I know we already kind of talked about this stuff last week, but like I said, there's not much to talk about. But then what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to talk about also for Max Christie, and then maybe the 14th and 15th roster spots. But we should deal with that, even though we already talked about that last week. But then we want to talk about, this is a Lakers podcast. We want to talk about the news today in football of, some top running backs, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, not getting their extensions. I think Pollard signed he signed his franchise tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also you have Ezekiel Elliott, still a free agent. But I read something that said that the Cowboys, he might end up back with the Cowboys on a 1-year deal. And then, of course, Mitch's guy, Dalvin Cook, he's still a free agent.
Still a free agent.
And
crazy, man.
Right?
And then DeAndre Hopkins just signed with the Titans, so we can discuss maybe if this, because they, everybody's seen the memes of, if this is the place Tennessee where great wide receivers go to, die basically. Julio and Moss and Andre Johnson and now D Hop. Is he the next guy in that line? So, but we'll get into that. But first, we'll start off with, as I said, Max Christie, Shane Murray's prodigal son.
Yeah, you don't say that.
I mean,
let's
Shane
get
Murray
props when it's due.
Let me ask Shane Murray a question. Shane, have you ever seen a player draft, a rookie? I don't care if he went first round, second round, undrafted, that you didn't see a world of potential in?
Yeah, several.
Like who?
Like who?
Like who?
Aiden.
Who?
Aiden.
DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah, I never liked that pickup.
The first pick in the draft who's been a good player, Shane?
You guys have been a good player, bro.
So DeAndre Ayton hasn't been a good player? Oh, God.
No.
Hold on.
I never liked that draft pick.
Reset. Because he definitely said second round undrafted picks.
No, he said draft picks, period.
No, he didn't.
We said second round? Okay.
I said first, second, undrafted, but I wasn't really thinking like, a top 5 pick. I was thinking about like diamonds in the rough, guys who weren't, have you ever seen a guy like that who's like, you were like, no, this guy is trash. All of them were like, no, this guy can
He
play.
said DeAndre Ayton.
Anthony.
DeAndre Ayton, and put Kwame in there.
Anthony.
Darko.
So going back to new Kwame and Darko weren't going to be good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I noticed? Little guys are very are quite critical on bigger guys, man. They just know the ins and outs of what it's like being a big dude, man. And we just critique them so much. Yes, I said we, Shane. You and I.
I mean, there's some guards I didn't really care for either.
DeAndre Ayton, you kind of you don't think he's had a okay career? Maybe not with a number 1 draft.
Not with what they trying to make him as. They trying to make him as somebody who's supposed to be a 20-10 guy and a franchise player and someone to build off of. No, hell no. especially what the Suns were running at the time. No, I didn't never like that draft pick.
I knew
He
it.
would say DeAndre Ayton. That would be his pick. I mean, like any, like any
Second
like
round,
any, huh?
undrafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's plenty of guys where I haven't
Like
seen
who?
potential in.
Like who?
Second round undrafted.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, what you got?
What's
up?
They ain't been around, so.
It's a shame. You
Like-
can't think of one guy.
Yeah.
I mean, cause they ain't around no more.
Okay, I mean DeAndre Ayton was, and you somehow thought of his name.
He
So
thought of him right
Cause you
away.
said first, second, or undrafted.
But how come you can't
I
think
can't
of
give
any
no-
second or undrafted guys?
yeah, how
You
come
were
we can't
like,
think of a second
What
round
about
pick?
what about Ola McCandy from the Clippers?
He was like a
I
first
mean,
round.
He
I
was the number
didn't
one
really
pick in the
know
draft.
him like
Yeah,
that.
he was
I didn't really know
he
what
was
I
number
know.
one.
Hey, no,
three of his
listen.
game.
He was the what, Anthony?
He was the number one pick in the draft.
Okay, so I asked Shane for another number one big man. What about?
He asked me about second round or undrafted. Like I
Oh,
can't.
no, Shane. This is a direct question to you. Is it Ola McCandy or is it Ayton? Are you serious right now?
I don't like neither. So I'm not going with neither.
Wow.
The thing with Ayton is his motor. He has motor issues. Like,
He's the anti-Joker, huh, Mitch?
yeah, basically, he ain't got no motor. He's got all the talent, but he's got no motor.
Where did Sean Bradley go in the draft?
First? Didn't Sean Bradley go first overall in the draft?
What you think about Sean Bradley, Shane?
All right, no.
I mean, his highlight was playing in Space Jam.
We still haven't talked about Max Christie because that's the one that asked that question. Shane was high on Max Christie from the very beginning.
Okay.
And now Max Christie.
I'm not the only one, so don't sit there like I'm the only one praising him.
Where do you see? So Max Christie, second team, all summer league, yada yada yada. Where do you see his ceiling now?
I still see him. I think he definitely has a shot to be a rotation player this year, and definitely will get some looks again, some more minutes. As far as where it can be, I can't say because it looked like he was just going to be a 3-and-D type of dude, but he showed this in summer league that he worked on his handles. He is running point most of the time. He caught a body on somebody in the game. So, he's adding some more stuff. He added some more muscle, 20 pounds of muscle. So, and he's only 20. So his ceiling, like, he can go further.
Do you see him could you see him and Max Austin Reeves being the backcourt of the future?
I mean, there's some people mentioning, I think that's a possibility. But then it's like also JSS can step in and take that spot, or it could be all three of them.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, man, it's probably.
But yeah, a lot of people talking about Darvin Ham praising him, Pelinka's praising him.
If you got three, then that means you don't. That means one of the guys is not good enough. If you can
you can praise all you want, but they said it. The coach said it himself. This kid's gonna be competing for a roster, for not only a roster spot, but I don't want to say a starting spot, but he's gonna be competing for time this year. Shane, my boy, Jason.
I mean, he did, but he also said, yeah, Max Christie gonna compete for minutes too. So we gonna see who gonna step up.
It's all good in Shafino's hood.
Okay. And then it wasn't just him. Castleton had a good summer league too.
Oh,
You
he's
know, he
on
could
the
get some
squad.
minutes.
We lack big men. He's getting signed.
He's
Trust me.
already on a two-way, so you don't really have to sign him right now.
No, he's getting signed. We expect big things from him, man, because look, we took him off that he was injury prone, remember? He got hurt all last season at Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So that could be a steal. Which goes back to what Jason says on the grade that he graded the Pelinka last week or a couple weeks ago. I don't remember what that was, but he gave him an A. Here's another aggressive move on a player that everybody's going to overlook and skip on because of his injury. But I mean, look what he's showing. So it's another gem that maybe Pelinka didn't landed on that we really don't know about yet, But sometimes you gotta take that chance, and I'm not mad at that.
Another guy balling, Demoy Hodge, who everybody calling a KCP clone, because he modeled his game off KCP. Like, he stepped up a lot too, and he's on a two-way, so he could get some minutes.
Anthony,
So,
the big boy from Purdue, he didn't come out, or did he come out?
Edie, did he get drafted? Did Zach Edie get drafted?
I ain't even never heard his name in a while.
Dude, he was supposed to go top 5, man.
Yeah,
he didn't go top 5.
He was the Big Ten Player of the Year, I think.
Man,
I think he
was
stayed.
up for.
I remember him being in the draft board.
He was up for Player of the Year. If that boy stayed back in college, they going.
Yeah, I think he stayed.
And they were a 1 seed and lost in the first round.
Right.
I think he stayed.
He stayed. He stayed. I'm sorry. He stayed. Wow.
I don't even remember. Like, I didn't remember seeing his name in the draft.
Okay. Bet, because I bet I watched some of their games, and I can just tell you that I wasn't really surprised when they lost in the first round. But he's not. He's the type of guy. He's not. I don't know if he's an. It's crazy how you can be, one of the best players in your conference, a 2012 player with every average, and basically have no future in the NBA. But I don't see how he does. He's just too stiff. He's too slow. I mean, that was their problem. When they got to the tournament, he's like 7'4" or something like that. But he's big, but he can't move. And the tournament is a guard. The NCAA tournament is about guard play.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just was not. Like I said, I wasn't surprised. But.
Are you saying he had a terrible showing in the tournament?
I'm not saying he had. I'm just saying that matchup wise.
Okay.
If you get to the tournament and you got guards who can play, and you got this big stiff. I mean, it's like he's a good player for college, but he's, like I said, he's too slow. He can't move. The game is good. It gets out there. These quick guards and faster paced games in the tournament, and the game is just moving too fast for him.
I want to make 2 bets with you, Anthony. The first bet is, if you want to take it, I bet you that Purdue opens up at the number 1 consensus team in college basketball when the preseason rankings go out in a couple of months. And 2, I bet you Edie comes out and he's going to be the number 1 draft pick, man.
Nah, bro. Because he wouldn't even. Bruh, he barely.
Double date, Anthony. If I'm right about 2, you're going to get a double dose of this double date. How about that?
No.
Take the bet, Anthony.
Listen to me. You looked it up and you said that he went back for another year, right?
Yeah.
Bruh, if he was going to be the number 1 pick next year, he would have been at least top 5 this year. He would have come out. The guy's barely a draftable player.
It's a lot of ifs, man. I don't know about Eddie. I don't know about the decisions he's making. Who's in his corner? I said what I said. Let's make that bet, man. Make that bet.
That's an easy. I won't make the first because Purdue probably, I don't know if they should. But
no, most of their dudes are gone. They only have Edie and a lot of some returning guys. But no, all right. If you don't want to make that bet, I bet you Edie comes out
second bet,
number 1 in the draft.
He's not going in the first round. Zach Edie.
Wow, you're gonna give me that type of money? Don't be a sucker, Anthony.
Yeah, can't. If you're gonna be that
I say it remains to be seen.
If you're gonna be that big, you gotta have.
Shane, you don't like nobody big. I don't even want to.
That's not true.
Okay.
If you're gonna be that big, And you got to be able to move your feet, like Wembanyama.
I don't know why you don't think that man can move.
He can't.
Okay.
Bruh, it's ridiculous. He's like a tree.
All right.
Speaking of Wembanyama, he
won't be moved. You can't move that big man.
I don't think Wembanyama made his summer league debut when we recorded last week. I'm not sure.
But, yeah, he did 2 games.
Yeah, right. He had 20. What did he have? 30? Something ridiculous.
Had we recorded though when he made his debut last week?
No.
Right. So I liked what I saw from Wembanyama. Even after the first game, I liked what I saw because what he's going to bring defensively. If you look at what AD did in the playoffs, right? That's pretty much your template for Wembanyama. The offense will come, it'll go. Like in the second game, he played much better on offense. But that defense that he brings is going to be constant. And there's really nobody like when AD, we got to the conference finals and AD against Joker, like his defense was pretty much made obsolete. But Wembanyama is so big, he's 6 inches tall, 5-6 inches taller than AD. His defense is always going to be a factor because there's nobody who's going to be bigger than him.
Jay, if Wembanyama had your body type, Jay, I would say he's a sure thing. Now he can contest LeBron's legacy, but he's got them little limbs, man. I'm not doubting the talent, but I'm doubting the longevity.
Yeah.
It's going to take us some time to.
Steele says he's going to be a bust, though.
Can he stay healthy? He does, because when they start banging, you might not be able to guard him, but they're going to bang back at him, dude. It's going to get dirty in there. I hope that he can withstand that, man. That's all.
Like I said, to me, the offense is not what excites me about him. It's what he's going to be able to bring defensively as a rim protector. Okay. I think it's going to be like Anthony Davis, maybe even better than Anthony Davis. Like I said, he's 5 inches taller than Davidson.
How many elbows can he take, Anthony? That's what I want to know.
I don't think that'll be as much of a problem just because it's not the old NBA. He's not going against Dale Davis and Antonio Davis. But it's also
dudes still take shots.
It's a finesse and a skill game.
No, dudes took shots this year, man. I'm saying like not, what am I trying to say? Purpose shot. I don't mean that, but shots that weren't, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be healthy, Anthony. I really don't, and I don't want to doubt the man, but the limbs are small. I think his limbs are too small to be a big man, unless you're gonna play him on the perimeter, which, yeah, I could see that. I could see him taking a lot of big men off the dribble because he can move, right? Is that what you like? You like the way he can move around the court? Is that what you're saying?
He's a mobile 7'4" guy who moves easily out there, and so he'll be able to not just protect the rim, but he'll be able to switch off on pick and rolls and maybe close out to the 3-point line and contest shots. He's going to be a menace defensively, especially at the rim. Look at what AD just did against a small Golden State and a small Memphis team.
No, but I meant the unintentional shots, like the ones that just happen, from contact. Can he absorb that? You think he can absorb that with that body?
What's going to happen if he takes a shot like that?
Look what happened to the boy. What's the boy that just came back from OKC? What happened to him?
Yeah, that's true.
And what happened? What was his injury again?
A leg?
Yeah, it was like a stress fracture or something, right?
That's what I'm saying. That has nothing to do with taking body blows.
Why not?
Because that's not the same thing. When he's going to crack, or if you talk about it, if his legs and his feet are going to hold up and his knees, that's one thing. But as far as just the physicality, because the game is not even that physical anymore.
Says who?
It's not.
Them boys still, don't disrespect, man. Them boys be banging in there still, Anthony.
I don't think so.
I didn't say back like it was, but they still bang in there, Anthony. Come on, man. It's not WNBA, man. Don't disrespect. It ain't all finesse, please, man. You got big boys still getting in there like what's his name from the Antetokounmpo and You just mentioned them from the Sixers. They like to get in there and bang, man.
Yeah. Pause.
Oh shit. Okay, 2 shots. That's all, Jay. Just 2
Oh,
shots.
shit. Would y'all consider Zion a bust?
No.
Oh, Sheila told me that Zion's a bust, and she called that from the beginning.
No, he can't be a
He's too
bust.
good because
Why not?
when he played,
Because
was
he
amazing.
put up numbers. It'd be different. It's like he hasn't done anything or didn't do anything. He put up numbers at one point. They were number 1 seed. He just gotta get his diet together. And honestly, he never wanted to go to New Orleans. His whole point was get to New York. So I think his whole diet situation, what he going through, is because he in New Orleans. He gotta get out of New Orleans.
Mm. So when his contract, wait, did he sign an extension or anything?
He did.
Yeah, he signed an extension.
Oh, well, I mean, guess he wanted to be in New Orleans then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's
the
just lazy.
trend has been get your money and then ask for a trade afterwards. But he don't want, like, a dude who eat like that don't need to be around no Southern cuisine. And that's all New Orleans has.
Who said, Anthony? Who said he don't? What did they say about him? He said he loves the NBA, but he doesn't love the what it takes to be an NBA player. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're all like that. They love being in the NBA, but they don't really love playing basketball. You know.
The intricacies that come with it.
Bro. It used to be. I mean, basketball was an obsession to Kobe and Kevin Garnett and these guys. It's not like that for any of these guys today. But let's see. 14, 15 roster spot. Like I said, man. I mean, we talked about that last week. I mean, it's either going to be Christian Wood and whoever the
Not necessarily.
Whoever it is, it doesn't matter. If it's not Christian Wood, doesn't even
matter. Yeah, it matters because AD missed at least 20 games this season. That's why it's so important. Then you got to have somebody to help out with Joker. That's why everybody's on it so much.
Why? I thought Joker's not that good.
He's not.
Shane knows what's up. We're not going to go. Shane.
Then why do we need help with Joker?
And why did they sweep us, Shane?
Because of his size. And we got swept not because of Joker. We got swept because of Murray.
Oh God. Shane, please.
Stop.
It's nothing against Murray. He was great, but Joker is the engine, bro. He makes the whole thing go. All right. Yeah. So okay, let's just get into the like I said, the NFL stuff. With the news today that not one, not two, but 3 premier running backs.
Yeah, he got more than orange juice in that cup, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, before you
remember when he said that
this guy,
Mitch, remember when he said that Drew Holiday was the MVP of the Bucks and not Giannis?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Come on, Shane.
Reverse psychology, Shane. I understand what you're doing.
It ain't gonna work.
Hey, even that.
No,
right,
you don't. The more, look, Anthony, I'm sorry. The less you talk about him, the Joker, maybe somehow the universe will catch that and he'll perform less. No, it doesn't matter whether you think of him or not, Shane. He's going to be there. He's there. His presence is here.
With y'all, it is. I do not give a fuck about him.
And it's not about giving a fuck, Shane. It's about his presence is here. He's not going anywhere. Okay.
We'll see.
Why you always lying? Stop
there we go.
fucking lying.
Everybody lying.
All right, so next thing, like I said, the NFL stuff. I don't know if we've ever I don't know if we talked NFL on this podcast. Not on this podcast.
Been a minute
since Shane and Mitch started coming on here. Maybe we did, but I want to talk about the NFL stuff, which is the running backs, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard. None of them were given new contracts. So Pollard signed his franchise tag, but the other two didn't. So it's expected they'll hold out. They'll play on the I think they're already on the franchise tag, aren't they? Saquon and Jacobs. So they'll hold out and they'll play at some point, but we don't know when. And then also, so Vito and Shane are Cowboys fans. So you got Pollard. Their backup situation, they have a 4th round rookie who's going to be in the mix. Ronald Jones, my man from USC, who I feel like it's never really. I just wish they would just let Rojo run. You know, he was in Tampa Bay. He was their leading rusher when they won the Super Bowl during the regular season. Almost rushed for 1,000 yards, like 970 something yards. And then in the playoffs, when Leonard Fournette took over, and since then he hasn't really had an opportunity. Last year he was with the Chiefs, didn't have an opportunity to play.
Right.
And then, so he's talking about a guy who's, I don't know, I guess Roger's like, he's only like 26 years old, maybe 27, but he's fresh. He doesn't have a lot of miles on him, you know.
No.
So he's going to have to compete for a spot in training camp. And then Zeke Elliott is still a free agent. And I saw today that it's possible he could end up back with the Cowboys on a 1-year deal. And there's, of course, we've seen the videos of Zeke doing his workouts in the offseason and stuff like that. And then also you have Mitch's guy, Dalvin Cook, still a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of the Viking sites said he could possibly wind up back with the Vikings, but it all just kind of depends on how this all shakes out. I feel like the Jets are an option for him as well, but don't rule out a reunion.
And then you had DeAndre Hopkins, the receiver, one of the best receivers of his era. The Cardinals released him, and then
horrible choice, by the way.
Huh?
I said horrible team choice, by the way.
And then he's just been kind of sitting around waiting to see what he's going to do. He ends up signing with the Titans. And of course, the Titans and all the players who are great receivers going to die. Julio Jones, Andre Johnson, Randy Moss. And, the way I look at it, teams must already think that Hopkins is kind of washed, or else he would have, number one, the Cardinals wouldn't release him, and number two, he would have been picked up right away. They didn't even try to trade him and get something for him. They just let him go. So, and then, so it's like you got some players who have been great players who are at a crossroads. But mainly the topic of discussion today on social media has been, and in sports media, has been these running backs, and how the position has been devalued. The way I look at it, these teams will look at it like, well, why would I give Saquon Barkley 5 years and $60 million when I could just, use Saquon Barkley while, and then once he's a free agent, let him go. And whoever, I could draft somebody, guy could be undrafted, whatever. It's never been a difficult position to fill that position. It's getting to the point now where the position is almost like it completely devalued. Does anybody have anything to say about that, and how the running back position with their teams? Like I know Shane and Vito are Cowboys fans.
Hey, overall it's devalued, but don't for once think that there are some teams in the wing just waiting and hoping and praying that the Giants fuck up on this. For real. And Saquon ends up leaving and he's saying fuck it. You're going to see when things like that arise, there's teams that need running backs, one running back away. And I'm talking about a real running back, complete running back away. Not a running back that we need to breed and he needs to be in the league for a year or two. No, there's a few teams that's one running back away from going to the big show and getting over. And they're the ones, to me, I think that's like, boy, I really hope that the Giants keep fucking this one up. But as far as overall devalue, yes. And to mention the Cook and Ezekiel Elliott deal, that's the thing in the past now. There's no way that Zeke's coming back to the Cowboys for 1 year, and there's definitely no way that Cook, with the value he has, is coming back for a 1 year deal either. He's trying to sign Max or steal some good top running back money. So I can't see both of those running backs coming back at all. Shane?
Where are they going to go?
That's tough, man. Somebody will sign them. When it starts getting into the preseason and then guys start going down, and then it's going to be more of an urgency thing to sign someone, and then you have these fucking running backs like Cook and Ezekiel Elliott, if he's healthy, still on the market. They'll get signed like this. It's just right now waiting games, and they got to be patient. That's all.
Shane?
From the Cowboys' perspective, I think it's kind of gross what they doing because they basically like treating them the running back like DeMarco Murray, running them to the ground, 20, 30 carries a game. Then when it's time to pay them, you want to hold your wallet and shit.
No, but Zeke got his money though. Don't get it twisted. He did get his money.
He did get him. He did kind of yeah. But even then, it's like you. I'd say you run them to the ground till they can't do no more, and then don't want to pay them. Like it feels like the same thing about to happen to Pollard. Saquon, that's a different situation. Like they trying to have them for the cheapest amount possible, but still trying to keep them in their plans. It's like that don't mix.
Hey, I got a quick question, Shane. Do you think that these owners hope to self-sabotage themselves? They hope that disaster happens so that they don't have to pay these running backs, because there's so much of a plethora of running backs. They were like Pollard's on the top of his game, surging. He's on the up and rising, and then he gets hurt like that, and then now it's just like, well, cool, we fuck him. Now we're gonna franchise tag him because look at he's injury prone. It's dirty, man. It's a dirty game.
Because they can easily grab the 5th, 6th round running back, and he could be your star running back for the next 2 or 3 years. So and only cost you like a couple million. So they're looking for the cheapest way possible to maximize that position, and then move on to the next dude.
The running backs, even the ones that have contracts right now, are voicing their opinions, and they're not liking it at all how the running backs are being treated. The ones that aren't getting signed, but I think that's not going to do anything for them or the game. We are where we are right now with the running back situation, and who's to say that it won't go back?
Yeah.
But right
that's
now,
really a players union issue.
Yeah, right.
But the players union got to get up on it more.
Mitch, you're a Vikings fan. This is what I don't understand. Wasn't Dalvin Cook good last year still? I mean, what made the Vikings decide basically that Dalvin Cook was, spent force or used goods? Because he's not that old. Was he like 28?
He's 28. So, with the new GM, new coach, they're kind of looking towards the future. You kind of saw that with a lot of the moves that they made. I mean, they cut a lot of fat. They got rid of a lot of fan favorites. They cut bait with Za'Darius Smith. They got rid of Eric Kendricks. Adam Thielen's gone. I mean, so they're kind of looking towards the future. And Dalvin Cook was good last year. Yeah, and he definitely, it's Dalvin Cook. He definitely had his moments. He hit some home runs on some runs where we definitely needed him. The consistency, though, our running game as a whole was not good. So
good call,
I think that's
Jay.
why.
Good call,
Jay. As a whole, our running game was not good. It wasn't even middle of the pack.
No, hey Jay, I don't mean to cut you off, but you guys were, I think, 26 in the league of 32 at like 4.1 yards per carry, something like that.
It was something stupid like that. I had the numbers. And I just saw them yesterday too.
With a bad boy like that, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's like what? And maybe it's play calling or.
I'd say how much of that is on the offensive coordinator.
Or how much is on the offensive line, but I mean, I don't know. But I mean, this team is Justin Jefferson's team now.
Man.
So that's kind of what it comes down to too. Like we're not gonna feed Dalvin, like when Zimmer was here. We're not gonna feed Dalvin like that anymore. This is Justin Jefferson's team now. Like, so we're gonna be a passing team. We need a running back that can gain yards and be a threat. But basically it's just kind of coming down to we don't necessarily need a bell cow like that, I guess.
That's the problem with these. That's the problem these running backs have. Is back in the day, when it was Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders, and then leading up to your Marshall Faulks and Daniel Thompson, Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to AD AP. Okay, I got our running numbers from last season. 27th in total attempts, 28th in total yards, 25th in yards per attempt, 27th in yards per game, 27th in expected points contributed, but 9th in total touchdowns. So, I mean, that's cool. But
he's finishing drives,
slinging it. That's why fucking
just. Yeah, so that's the thing though. Is like it's a passing league, so why pay the running back?
Yeah.
Like it's back when it was the Adrian Peterson. I mean, it was a passing league then, but at least they still had. You could have a guy like that. He could be your best player, your most important player, Adrian Peterson,
right?
Daniel Thompson. But today, there's no running back who's the most important other than Derrick Henry, and we see that they haven't been able to get over the hump.
He's the exception. Yeah, he's the exception to the rule, basically.
He's like the last guy of like that old breed of, like you said, Mitch Bell cow.
Yeah. Bell cow.
And they were trying to trade him this offseason. So it's like it's a good day. So I don't know what they're gonna
do. Our regime is looking towards the future. Dalvin Cook is 28. You say, well, running backs, they hit that cliff. They start getting close to that cliff at 30. So they're like,
early.
well, we can cut bait now at 28. And they tried to trade him, but they weren't able to find a trade partner. So I mean, that kind of lets you know like where the market is too, if they weren't able to find a trade partner. But so
yeah, same thing with Hopkins.
Yeah.
The fact that he could just be released and then you have to wait, a month to be picked up. It's like that's telling me that teams looked at the tape and said, okay, it's like Belichick used to say, I'd rather he looked at it.
Cut him. Yeah.
I'd rather be a year let go a guy a year early than a year later.
Yeah. Right.
So that might be how they're thinking. Like,
okay,
he's lost a little something. A year from now, he might not have anything left. So he was able to get 2 for 26 from the Titans team that they've been relying on Derrick Henry. But they didn't really try to throw the ball. They let AJ Brown go to the freaking
Eagles.
Answer this question, y'all. Answer this question. Do you think after preseason, all 32 teams will have complete injury-free first depth chart and second depth chart free of injury for their running backs? Do you think all 32 teams are going to come into the season injury-free on the depth chart for their running backs?
No.
That's what I'm saying. There's always going to be opportunity. Now, I don't know if he's going to get the money he's asking, but I'm sure. I want to say Zeke will probably get signed quicker than Cook will because he's not looking for that money. I think that Cook is looking
for a home.
Yeah.
Let me say this about it. Bring this up, devil's advocate. You know how for quarterbacks they don't like to bring in a backup that can potentially overshadow or oversee their starting quarterback or the quarterback of the future they have in front. What if they build that same attitude towards their running back?
What? Why would they? Why would you?
Because, for example, like, say if you already got a young, cost-controlled running back that fits your system, and you're happy with him, why would you bring in somebody like Zeke?
Because I think that it doesn't. It's like any great quarterback.
Shane, you got a point. Shane.
Any great quarterback that you saw that got to the end, he was always like, if he was like in a barely hanging on, and he wasn't the clear-cut starter. Maybe he was the backup. He overshadows and creates like locker room drama and stuff like that in the media and stuff like that. But Emmitt Smith went to the freaking Cardinals at the end of his career. I feel like it doesn't work the same way for running backs. You can just like Zeke might then go to the freaking who's the team with a good running back right now? I can't think of anybody. But he can.
Who doesn't have a good running back?
Who does?
I mean, Derrick Henry. I mean,
what you mean? The Niners? They've got a great running. They got a running back.
If Zeke.
Chris McCaffrey used a backup as many times that he get hurt.
Yeah, I'm saying okay, right. So he gets hurt a lot. Let's say Zeke goes to San Francisco. It's not like he's going to be breathing. It's not like he's going to be breathing down McCaffrey's neck. And every time, people think, oh, they're going to put Zeke in now. It's not going to happen, right? But with the quarterback, that's what will happen. Be like, the starting quarterback will always be like on thin ice, kind of, because you got this, big name quarterback backing him up.
Yeah, but Cook can get a start. Cook can get a starter role over Zeke, I think, quicker. I think so.
He's better than Zeke, so yeah, it makes sense.
Well, in body wise, as far as who can stay healthy, yeah, Cook is better, but
barely. But I mean that's barely though, because Cook, I mean, he's good for missing 4 games, in the season.
No. I mean Cook is better, not Zeke. Cook is better for the body wise as far as being injury prone. Yeah, Cook can stay healthy, but.
No, I'm saying, but it's barely because Dalvin Cook. He's good for missing 4 games in a season. But I think he finally got surgery on that shoulder, so hopefully that's kind of cleaned up.
Interesting.
But
I think the writing is on the wall with all these brothers, man. It's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Wherever they go, the team is not going to be good. None of those brothers are going to have a fairy tale ending. It's over, man. I'm sorry.
Not looking good.
The Lions got a running back, the boy from SC. No, Alabama, Gibbs. Whew.
Yeah, and then let's.
Sheesh.
It's just more and more running backs coming out every year that can run, that can play. Run.
Yeah.
The Seahawks. Who did the Seahawks? I mean, they just threw some dude out there, and all of a sudden became their like number 1 running back. What's his damn name?
Oh, the big. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they just threw that fool out there, and he just.
And he would start balling though. He was balling.
He started balling. But that's how it is with running backs, man.
It's always been like that. There'll be some guy just randomly who pops up.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, who is this guy?
Denver was good for that for a while. Denver Broncos.
Yeah, it had like 2 seasons where he's like one of the best running backs in football, and then it's another guy, and another guy, and another guy. But that's how it is. Anything else we want to talk about tonight?
Just one question to throw out, y'all. I was just thinking about going back to like the quote unquote 14, 15 man roster spots and similar. But in terms of the buyout market, is that like because of everything going on with the play-in tournament, actually that's going to eventually die down?
What do you mean?
Like is a buyout market going to be looked at the same as the play-in tournament gets bigger and bigger? Because the teams that would normally like cut this dude because they're going to be a playoff team are now holding out hope for the play-in tournament and keeping the guy.
What is the play-in tournament? What is the reward of the play-in tournament again?
Huh?
What is the reward of the play-in tournament?
A trophy.
That's it?
No, not that in season.
Oh, the play-in playoff.
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. I don't think you got an argument there.
No, I'm basically saying like it's the buyout market basically is going to die down. Nobody's going to give a fuck about it because of the play-in tournament eventually, or is it still going to be like something you're going to be looking at?
It matters, Shane. It matters.
Who's the best player to ever get bought out mid-season?
Wait. Hold on. If you're gonna say that, Shane, that it doesn't matter, then what the hell did the Lakers just fucking do? Like that shit matters, man. That game matters, Shane. Of course, it's going to get more popular and popular and popular because
I'm not
if you
saying the playing term not gonna matter. I'm saying it's the buyout market gonna even matter anymore.
oh
Why
okay
wouldn't it?
Huh?
Why wouldn't? Why wouldn't it?
Because the team that would normally like cut the players or buy out the players that would normally be bought out are now keeping them because they have a shot at the playing tournament.
I don't know, man. You can't. I'm not saying you're reaching, but it's like in horse racing. If you do something wrong, if a jockey is a foul, there's going to be something that's called an inquiry where the judges have to go and look at the replay and see if it was enough that he did to cause another horse a placing. But if a horse goes out there straight to the front and he wins gate to wire, and you've got a guy over here talking about, well, if there was an inquiry, why would there be an inquiry? He went straight to the front, didn't touch anybody, and he won the race. That's what I'm kind of looking like you. It's like you're trying to come up with something, Shane. I don't know. It's worse as it is already. No, but you know what? Affect the buy. I don't think so, Shane. I don't think so. I don't think it would.
What kind of question was that, man? What's your problem?
No, but I'm saying because like the teams that you beat
Let it go, bro.
9 through 12, we don't be like fuck it. We're
This
gonna
ain't the one. This
play
ain't the
for a
one.
lot of
No, Shane.
Gruntle Star or whoever the Gruntle All Star is veteran.
Just
does that matter for who's doing all this? What's it called? Load management. Does that have anything to do with that, Shane? Will load management affect how coaches coach? If it's easier to get into the play-in game, why would we really play for the top seed and tire up our players when we got veterans? We need them to be fresh.
that's if you truly believe that you are a top seed, and it doesn't really matter if you. That's if you don't really care about having home court advantage. When you low manage, you figure, well, we can go into anywhere and we can win. But I mean,
interesting. Okay. Well. Look, Anthony. But are you gonna? What were you gonna say, Anthony?
I'm about to close it out. Unless you start.
Oh, okay. Look, real quick. I have a I don't want to do any what is it called, self promo, but just real quick, on my page, on my YouTube page, if you don't mind, me getting a little 20-second segment right quick. Okay, well, I got a YouTube page. I want to say it is ESPN LA underscore LA, but just type in Vito Hill and my page will come up. But I do a handicapping segment every week on horse racing. So if we have any horse fans out there or thoroughbred fans or pony players that just like to play and bet the horses, please don't be shy, man. Join my page, and I give full thorough handicapping segments, and we make pick fives and pick fours and different type of bets, and we try to win some money, try to win you big money. So yeah, that's all I want to say. If we have any horse fans, check me out. Oh, I'm handicapping, man. I just had a 46-second segment where I gave the pick five out, and we went 4 out of 5. I lost in the first race, but I had no idea. I got to go make another video on that, Anthony, real quick, where I have to apologize to all 30 of my viewers that I had that I didn't handicap for wet weather, because in New York, you got to interpret that into your handicap. And in New York right now, the weather's so messed up. It's thunderstorms one day. It's if you look now, the air is unsafe, something like that right now in New York. So you have to involve that into your handicapping, and I have to make an apology video, because if anybody had bet the way that I told them to bet, I didn't tell people that there was thunderstorms and bad weather because I didn't handicap for that. So yeah, but if you have time, please, man, don't be shy to go to my page, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
check Vito out.
Thank you.
The guy knows his horse. Who's that horse you got there back this week, Vito?
Oh man, that is Queen Picasso. Queen Picasso. She's undefeated, 2 for 2. She's gonna come in race in the Lake George Stakes. It's a grade 3 for fillies, 3-year-old fillies. So it's gonna be competitive, and I think I'll be singling her, or I'll be using one other horse. But yeah, she's an up and coming horse. She's only ran twice, and she can go long, which is the classic distances, and she can go short. She can sprint as well. So yeah, her name is Queen Picasso. She runs Friday in race 9 at Saratoga Racetrack, everybody. Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, our horse racing expert. Make sure you check him out. Get your picks from Vito. Now, Mitch, don't you have something to say to a friend of ours?
Yeah. First of all, if you guys haven't watched Quarterback on Netflix yet, highly recommend it. 10 out of 10. It'll give you a lot more respect for Kirk Ezekiel Cousins. The man is he's an absolute warrior. And if you didn't have respect for Patrick Mahomes before, you'll have it after watching it as well. Also, shout out to Marcus Mariota. It's a rough job out there, but he does his thing. And Herbert wanted to come on and pay his respects to Kirk Cousins, because Herbert has now acknowledged that Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback. But unfortunately, we ran out of time. Short show. Sorry, Herbert. Maybe next time.
Sorry, Herbert.
You so lucky we don't have enough time for this one. Oh Lord.
Right,
Make sure that's number 1 on the dock next week. We discussed that.
All right, so before we get out of here, just a few reminders. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Lakers podcast. If you prefer the audio version, remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts. The show is also on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and every other major podcatcher. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network, and to like it on Facebook. Just search for the Complete Lakers podcast. And finally, send feedback and mailback questions to CompleteLakersPodcast@gmail.com. We are out.